Welcome to Concrete Block, the podcast where we dive into the latest news and current events. I'm your host, Walter. Today, we're going to explore a developing story that's making waves in the world of politics. The U.S. Conservative Summit, also known as CPAC, has been underway, and it's been marked by some interesting debates and discussions. One of the key topics that's been on everyone's mind is the relationship between the U.S. and Israel. With the recent conflict with Iran, many are questioning the role that Israel plays in U.S. foreign policy. We've seen some prominent conservative figures, such as Reverend Franklin Graham, come out in strong support of Israel, citing biblical prophecy and the country's importance to Christian evangelicals. However, not everyone is on the same page. Some younger conservatives, like commentator Jack Posobiec, are asking tough questions about the purpose of the U.S.-Israel relationship and whether it's truly in America's best interests. This has led to some heated debates and allegations of anti-Semitism, with some accusing certain conservative figures of being too critical of Israel. It's a complex issue, and one that we'll be exploring in more depth on today's show. We'll hear from experts and commentators on both sides of the debate, and examine the implications for U.S. foreign policy and the upcoming midterm elections. As we navigate this story, it's essential to approach it with nuance and balance. We'll strive to provide a fair and unbiased look at the different perspectives and arguments, without taking sides or promoting any particular agenda. The U.S.-Israel relationship is just one of the many topics that will be discussed at CPAC, but it's certainly one of the most contentious. With the Republican Party trying to defend its slim majorities in the Senate and House of Representatives, this debate could have significant consequences for the future of American politics. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into the middle segment of our show today, and we have a complex and developing story to break down for you. The conflict between the U.S., Israel, and Iran has taken a dramatic turn, with multiple airstrikes and a significant escalation in tensions. To give you a better understanding of the situation, let's start with the facts. The U.S. and Israel launched airstrikes on Iranian targets, including a heavy water research reactor and a yellow cake production plant. Iran has responded with retaliatory strikes, and the conflict has resulted in over 500 deaths, according to government and non-governmental agencies. Now, the U.S. is calling for negotiations, with President Trump extending his deadline to April 6th for Tehran to agree to reopen the Strait of Hormuz or face further consequences. However, Iran is insisting on war reparations, recognition of control over Hormuz, and pledges that the U.S. and Israel won't attack it in the future. It's a delicate and volatile situation, with multiple countries involved and various interests at play. The international community is watching closely, with many calling for de-escalation and a peaceful resolution. As we analyze this story, it's essential to consider the perspectives of all parties involved. The U.S. and Israel are citing concerns over Iran's nuclear program and regional stability, while Iran sees the attacks as an infringement on its sovereignty and territorial integrity. The economic implications of this conflict are also significant, with oil prices rising and fears of stagflation growing. The global economy is already facing challenges, and this conflict has the potential to exacerbate them. As we move forward, it's crucial to prioritize a nuanced understanding of the situation and avoid simplistic or biased narratives. We'll continue to monitor developments and provide updates as more information becomes available. Good evening and welcome back to the Concrete Block. As we wrap up today's show, we're turning our attention to a significant development in Nepal, where the country's former Prime Minister, KP Sharma Oli, has been arrested over his alleged involvement in a deadly crackdown on protests last year. According to reports from both BBC World and local sources, Oli was taken into custody early Saturday morning, following a recommendation by an investigative panel that he be prosecuted for criminal negligence. This move comes after more than 70 people were killed during an uprising in September, sparked by a social media ban but fueled by broader anger over corruption, economic conditions, and poor governance. Also arrested was ex-Home Minister Ramesh Lakhak, as the new government, led by 35-year-old Prime Minister Balen Shah, pledges to deliver justice for those killed and wounded during the protests. The demonstrations, which became known as the Gen Z protests, saw widespread violence, with police stations, shops, and the homes of top politicians being set on fire. The situation is complex, with supporters of Ali's party beginning protests in Kathmandu against what they see as unfair treatment of their leader. On the other hand, families of the victims and many Nepalis are seeking accountability for the violence that marred the country last year. It's a delicate balance between ensuring justice is served and maintaining stability in a nation that has faced significant challenges in recent months. As Nepal moves forward under new leadership, it will be crucial to address the underlying issues that led to these protests, including corruption, economic stagnation, and the desire for better governance. In presenting this story, we aim to provide a balanced view of the events unfolding in Nepal, recognizing the rights of all individuals involved while also acknowledging the need for accountability and justice. The path ahead will undoubtedly be challenging, requiring careful consideration and action from Nepal's new government. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.